Tonight is a really good example, actually, of what he can do for this manager. A proper shift from him in a position that is not his norm.
Yeah, definitely. Probably played a handful of games at left back, but tonight just looked like a veteran there and very composed performance.
Should we look at the superstars then? Kevin De Bruyne for 1-0. He looked good all evening, but we still have question marks, don't we, about the goalkeeper on this one?
Yeah, I think we can come to that, but I think for City he was amazing all evening, and he wins the ball back, and he's got the clever brain just to sit out and play into space. And
then.
The keeper's position isn't great. He doesn't shift his feet quick enough, and then
at that point he knows where that ball's going, doesn't he? Top left.
We all did, yeah. But this is. Yeah, you can't take away from the strike. It's a great goal. He's hit it outside the post. It's coming in, but yeah, the goalie, he needs to be jumping by that stage where he's still trying to run across and grab it. But it's a beautiful strike by De Bruyne, and it's something that we've seen from him. Because
initially, Jolene, when we saw it go in, first of all, you were saying to us, look, that ball is going so wide. The goalkeeper thinks it's going out, and then it dips in at the last minute. Do you still stand by that?
Yeah, I think maybe he should have done better and got a little bit closer earlier, but on a whole, it's a great finish. Yeah. Even though we kind of assumed it was going there, obviously the keeper has got to cover the whole goal. He can't anticipate it going there too early, and as I say, he doesn't cover himself in glory towards the end of the shot.
Okay, let's talk about a man who has covered himself in glory in the last couple of games, Raheem Sterling. He's someone who's been a little bit of a bit part player at times this season for City, but scored in their last league match, played brilliantly then, started on the bench tonight, came on, did the business.
Yeah, and this is the squad that City have. They have players that they can come in, and they all know they'll get game time, but he missed a chance before this, and maybe his confidence could have went down, but the improvement that he's had under Guardiola is he keeps going, he keeps trying to improve, and he gets himself in the right positions. And the movement from 3-4 players there, you've got Gundogan in the box, Sane running in from one wing, Sterling going the other way, and it's a lovely layback by Bernardo Silva and a nice finish.
It's fun to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Again, Sterling probably would have been disappointed he's not starting, but if you look at the last 2 goals he scored, he's got into the box early, and then he's read the situation and created space for himself.
Look, we've seen the goals so far, but there's a couple of beautiful moments to look at as well. A couple of not so beautiful ones, but let's start with to discuss an amazing pass from David Silva. You were looking at it up here, and you saw him looking to his right, and you thought, "Why look there? There's no pass on."
Yeah, as I say, he's running with the ball, and he has a glance, and you think that's not a pass on. And it just seems to obviously put it on a spot, and you're surprised Sergio doesn't finish it, but the ball is ridiculous, to be honest.
He is some player, isn't he?
Yeah.
And in this one, what a chance.
A great chance. I think maybe the keeper puts him off a little bit. He takes his eye off the ball, and he'd be disappointed for that, but like we're saying, he made up for it later on. But you were saying as well that they're creating moments in games that make you go, wow. Like
the City team found a way to
Bayern and Barcelona, and Man City now have that standard of player that they're a joy to watch. They're brilliant, and well, I think everyone enjoys coming here to see them.
And we spoke about this in the build-up, didn't we? It is time that we started to appreciate Sergio Aguero, and perhaps when he finally gets his record, and let's be honest, he will become City's all-time top scorer in the next few matches. Maybe only then will people stop and go, actually, this guy is amazing, because he still gets too much criticism, too many questions.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure why or who he's doing the actual criticism. I'm sure he's going to get this record soon enough, and again, once he does, I'm sure everyone will start assessing it and as I said, give him the credit he deserves, but he needs to do it, and hopefully it's on Sunday.
Yeah, OK, look, as a no-nonsense defender, it's time for some no-nonsense punditry. We can dress it up as much as we like. Was this a dive?
Yeah, it was a great throw by the keeper. A great run. We've seen him do this, and for the defender you'd be really annoyed because you've done your job, you've shown him away from the goal, bringing him down the line, and he's overrun the ball. And
I'm not sure that's a dive, to be honest. I'm not sure. I don't think it's a penalty.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure he's dived. I think he's just running at such a pace and changed direction, and then the slightest of touches has made him
Listen,
fall
if you're Ivan Audit's there, if you're the defender in that position, you're livid.
Oh yeah, as I said, I don't think it's a penalty, but I'm not sure he's dived, and you can just say if it's not a pen, he must have dived. I don't think that's the case.
What do you think's happened then?
I just think he's running at such a fast pace and changed the direction, and then the slightest of touches has made him fall over. As you said, he's on one leg and he's pushing the way he's leaning, so I just think he's leaning away from the goal. The guy's pushed him away from the goal, his defender, sorry, and then he's toppled over, but I don't think that's a dive, no.
It's one of those questions we often ask, isn't it? We kind of say, look, either it's a penalty or it's a dive, but maybe it isn't. maybe it isn't always one or the other. Maybe sometimes it is just he's gone into the player.
Yeah, if people bang into each other, one of them's going to fall over. But
It doesn't look like a lot of contact there, though. Let's just be frank.
There's an arm on him, but there's not enough of an arm for his whole chest to fall around to be turned that way. So he's obviously made the most of it, and he's got the penalty. But it's like, to me, it's not a penalty as a defender, you would say. It's not. And also with the one with John Stones, he's trying to organise his defence, and the ball comes up and hits his hand while he's technically trying to. It's a penalty probably, but as a defender, you would say it's very harsh to give them against them.
Yeah, but I suppose in the laws of the game, it doesn't matter why your arm is up there, whether you're pointing at your fellow defenders or what. The point is, it's in an unnatural position, and you could have easily seen that given. Yeah,
it's not the referee's job to say, well, it's up there because I'm doing this. It's by the rules of the game, it's a penalty. But again, it's as a player, you'd be really annoyed with it.
Are you disagreeing again?
As you said, I can understand, and the laws of the game state that, his hand shouldn't be up there, and if it hits it, then it's a penalty, but it's very harsh to give that.
It's a good job you weren't a referee, you wouldn't have given anything. You just
play on. Play on.
Oh, he's a happy man, and so will Fagan be when he hears that as well. He loves beautiful football, we all love watching great football, but he used the word stable to describe Manchester City tonight, and it feels like that's what they are now, doesn't it? He can rely on them front to back.
Yeah, they seem confident when they lose the ball. They get in the back quicker. A lot of the defence's work has been done by the front guys up there, and they're basically not letting teams out. They're making them go long, and the two centre halves now are just winning headers. But they certainly look a stronger defensive unit than they were last season.
And it seems a happy place, you know, whether you've got Yaya Toure not making the starting lineup and immediately tweeting his best wishes to the rest of the players, Fabian Delph deciding to stay and fight for his place and getting opportunities tonight. It's not going to be easy keeping all those players happy, but he's doing it at the moment. It's such a positive place at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, and I think results and performances help that situation. But you've got to give all credit to Pep there. He's maintaining his squad, and he's keeping everyone in shape, and obviously keeping everyone on their toes with his selection.
We were talking about the games to come. They've got a tricky match this weekend, live on BT Sport against Chelsea. They face Arsenal in the not too distant future as well. But the games in between that, you sort of highlighted those to me as they've just got to be really wary for these matches, the likes of Stoke and Burnley and West Brom.
Yeah, again, we all expect them to be at their best and up for the games against Chelsea. But the test is going to come, and we've all questioned the resilience and can they grind out results, and that's what's going to happen against Burnley. Burnley are not going to come or go to play against Burnley and are going to expect to get beat or come in and want to win 3-0. So it's going to be tough, and again with West Brom.
But it doesn't feel like a creative, free-flowing, free-scoring team who have got that vulnerability. This feels like a team that could go to West Brom and do a job just as easily as they can go to Chelsea maybe and do a job.
Yeah, they don't seem fazed by anyone who they're playing. They're just playing. They have this way of playing, and there's no concern about the opposition. It's just about them. And it's when Barcelona were brilliant and Bayern Munich were brilliant under Pep, that they didn't concede many goals because they didn't let the other team have the ball. And this team is doing the same now, and they look every game that it's going to be how many are going to score rather than how many they're going to concede.
I love the fact you've mentioned conceding goals, because we've got a graphic actually that we can show you, which is Manchester City's goals conceded, and basically whether you're going to be a champion and concede a lot of goals, it doesn't happen. Look, the only team, you don't need to look at all the numbers there, by the way. I know it's late in the evening, I don't want to put you all off, but if you basically look at all the numbers there, the only important one is there. Manchester United won the Premier League title in 2013. The only time a team has done that, conceding more than one goal a game. Manchester City last season conceded, on average, over a goal a game. Look at that, 1.03 goals a game. At the moment, that average has dropped to 0.3 goals per game. Look, I know it's early, particularly in the Champions League. It's early in the season as well, but that number's dropped dramatically. And if you're going to build a team to win titles, it starts at the back.
Yeah, definitely. But again, as Pep said, it's not just the defenders that deserve the credit. David Silva's pressing high up the field, Sergio, and we've always expressed that. Jesus, when he plays, he sets it off at the front. So I think collectively they look solid as a unit, and they're real more organised when defending.
Turn our attention then to Saturday night. How does this team do a job against Chelsea?
Like I said before, they won't worry about Chelsea, I don't think. I think they know how they play, and the difference probably with Man City and maybe Man United and Chelsea, them two teams would probably look to draw the big games away from home, whereas I can't see that with Guardiola. I think he'll just go with Man City to try and win the match.
Julian?
Yeah, the same. Again, he's going to win every game. You've seen that in previous games where he probably shouldn't have gone to win, i.e. Monaco last season, but on the whole, Pep's exciting and he's created an atmosphere and a philosophy here that's working.
All right.